So today we're going to be talking about a trade that I think the Dallas Mavericks need to do to make them significantly better, especially come playoff time. Subscribe to the channel. I post daily sports videos. Like the video. Yeah. So the Dallas Mavericks have two needs in terms of the team, in my opinion. A defensive small forward and a good center. I see Porzingis as more of a stretch forward. Um, That's just me personally. I really don't see him as a second superstar. I've talked about this before, but so in terms of defensive, players available, Oladipo is one of them. I've talked about that before, and the other, widely acceptable, player that is around is Myles Turner, and I feel like Myles Turner would be an amazing trade for the Mavericks to make. So the reason for this, quite simply, in the West right now, even though the Jazz may be the number one seed, I think we can all admit the team that need to be built to take down is the Lakers. And to do so, you need, superstars, a great bench, and good defense, right? Specifically at the small forward and, power forward center position to deal with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, obviously. So, Myles Turner is probably, the easiest available defensive big man. So, why Myles Turner? Because he's been going off this season when healthy. He had to deal with a hand issue for a couple of games, but he was averaging 4.2 blocks per game at one point. Like, that's just insane. He's always been a good defensive center, and he would benefit basically any team in the West. Honestly, he'd benefit the Trailblazers for sure, the Warriors too. Honestly, I know they have Wiseman, but yeah, the Mavericks. The Mavericks probably stand the most to gain out of this because that would shoot their timeline forward from playoff contenders, second round contenders to championship aspirations, at least in my opinion. Um, so Myles Turner is amazing at defense. In terms of offense, he's not too terribly inconsistent. Um, or no, he's not too terribly consistent, is what I meant to say there. And when I say that, I mean that because some seasons he's shooting like 35, 36%, and then this season he's shooting like 28% maybe. He's very inconsistent in terms of shooting, just in terms of offense as a whole. But quite honestly, the Mavericks don't need more offense. They need good defense. Um, they have two tremendous offensive players already. One of the best in the game at this point in Luka Doncic. Kristaps is an offensive-focused dude. Josh Richardson, while he is, mostly defense, he can go off, every now and then. I love Josh Richardson. Um, Offense is not the issue here. The issue is defense, specifically, at the power forward position. Now, Dorian Finney-Smith is their current starting power forward, I believe. And if you told me that you would want him guarding Anthony Davis in a 7-game series, or more likely if he is guarding him a 4-game series, then that's not good. I mean, if you compare Dorian Finney-Smith to Myles Turner, you're going to notice a huge difference there. Specifically, that being Myles Turner is significantly better, at least at defense. So, as currently constructed, I feel like that's the trade that would benefit this team most. Is trading for a dominant defensive center. Because Luka, he's made strides this season. He's done significantly better at defense. Doesn't mean he's amazing or anything, but he's better. And so I talked a little bit about the small forward position before. That's another position that defense would be good at. I think Josh Richardson can handle some responsibilities at that position, but come playoff time, you'd want a better defender, at least in my opinion. Um, so in theory, what I would do, or no, so by trading for Myles Turner, first you're helping more, in theory. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say here is if a defender drives into the paint, it's more likely, or if a small forward drives into the paint, Myles Turner is more likely to be there to help you out, right? Meanwhile, if a center gets the ball, it's more difficult for a small forward to help on a center than it is for a center to help on a small forward, if that makes sense, right? Um, yeah, Dallas is almost there in terms of just basketball as a whole. I mean, they're a very fun team to watch, in my opinion. They've lost a couple of games, and I feel like this could be a trade that re-energizes the team, specifically, on the defensive level at least, and could pay huge dividends come playoff time. Um, The West, Anthony Davis is probably the best big man besides Jokic, and by having a defensive expert to handle these guys come playoff time, it would help you out a ton. And that's not to and that's completely forgetting the other side of it. When you play a team like the Clippers or something, someone that doesn't have a super dominant big man, that's going to benefit you a ton too. Is when you have the dominant big man. Um, yeah, that's about it. So bring my man Myles Turner to Dallas. Um, yeah, that's about it. Honestly, put Luke at the point guard, Josh Richardson at shooting guard, Tim Hardaway or Dorian Finney-Smith at small forward, power forward, Kristaps center, Myles Turner. That's pretty good starting five in my opinion. Especially if you could bring in another guy like Oladipo. I talked about him a little bit before. Or PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker would be pretty good too. Because you can slot PJ Tucker in at the 3 realistically. So that's actually going to be a video too, now that I think about it. So y'all subscribe so you can watch that video when it comes out. Yeah. Y'all have a very good day. Subscribe to the channel, post daily. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about the trade. Yeah, have a good day.